Hey guys, hope you're all well. So I really wanted to do another girl talk video. It's been ages, but I couldn't think of a particular topic that I wanted to do it on. So I thought I would just do a Q&A type of girl talk video. So I asked you guys to send me over some questions on Snapchat of yourselves, like asking me anything you want to do with girl talk stuff. And I thought to keep it with some sort of order and kind of feeling a bit more concise, that I'd answer around 10 questions.
Hi Sammi, my topic for you is, what would your advice be to girls who are in dysfunctional or controlling relationships?
My advice to girls in controlling dysfunctional relationships, firstly, I want to say that I've done a whole video on this, which I'll link down below. It's actually on my vlog channel, and it was just a whole video about how to get out of a really bad relationship. When you're in the situation, you really don't want to talk to anyone about it, and it's kind of embarrassing too. But if there's anyone you can talk to about it, if it's like a co-worker or a friend or your parents or whoever, and it doesn't have to be straight away like, oh my God, help me, but it can be talking about like something controlling that you've started to notice in your relationship, and getting their reaction to it can really, really help. You know, like getting a reaction from someone that's like, that's not right, you know, and it makes you feel like, oh my God, I'm not going mad, like that isn't right. And then you can kind of take the steps to hopefully, you know, leave that relationship as fast as you can, or, you know, working on it as slowly as you can to separate yourselves from that person. And if you can't get someone else's support, and if you're in a really isolated relationship, I would just start taking the steps to leave. Like whatever you can do to leave. I know it's really difficult, there's loads of different types of relationships. Some of you might be married, some of you might just be like seeing each other once a week, but you know, it's whatever the first step is for you to leave, like maybe to go live at your parents for a while or whatever it is, start taking those steps, because in my opinion, even like the beginning of a controlling relationship, like from there it's not going to get any better. Trust me, like I in my opinion, it never gets better, so you're better off to leave. Whew, that was a long answer.
Hi Sam, how are you? Please excuse our look, but can you give some advice about finding your personal style?
Okay, finding your personal style. I don't know, is this kind of girl talky? I guess it is. It's a massive part of being a girl. I think I've answered this before in a video somewhere, but what helped me find my personal style is I would just experiment with loads of different types of style and like clothing, accessories, things like that. It's just like the pieces on me that felt right and that I felt confident in. That's how I kind of started to mold my own personal style from that, you know. So it's really, to me, it's really just what you feel comfortable in. Then I think from there, it's good to add on influencers. You know, like you could have a few favorite bloggers to get inspiration from. You could, you know, Instagram accounts, Tumblr, Pinterest, whatever it is, or magazines, you know, that give you inspiration for your style. And also, don't be hard on yourself if you feel like you don't have like a personal style yet, because it can either be really quick or it can take years. Like for me, it took years, so, you know, it's not always a quick thing. Lily Hearn.
Hey Sam, what kind of things help you through the time of the month?
I haven't had the time of the month for a while, but when I do get my period, what helps me through it? To be honest, I don't usually have like a day or two that I'm feeling really, really bad. It kind of comes in waves. I haven't really figured out a way to like get me through the time of the month really easily yet. You know, it's still like some months I'm fine, some months I'll be really moody, so I can't actually give amazing advice on that. I know that normal advice is obviously to work out or to like go spend time with friends, things like that. So yeah, I might not be that much help. That's just me being honest and not spewing loads of like fake advice at you.
Hey Sammi, my question is, how do you deal with sexist comments from men about your appearance on an everyday basis? Everyone has a different way to handle it, so I kind of like to know what everyone does so that I can make my own judgment, because it can be quite annoying.
Yes.
And you're great. Have a lovely bank holiday. Bye!
Yeah.
When I get beeped at, I will kind of give them this stare, and then if it's really bad, I will shake my head.
I love this question. Thank you for this question. It frustrates me so much. It makes me so angry when it happens, because it's like the idea of a man thinking that he has the right to yell at you, to kind of have control over you in a way, to disrespect you, is so infuriating. And often, and you know, most of the time they'll be in a car or something, so it's not like you can go up to them and be like, excuse me. Don't know, sometimes I flip them off. But it is a difficult one. Obviously I try not to give them the attention that they want by even looking at them. Like most of the time I'll just completely ignore it, but then again, ignoring in my head makes them feel like they've got away with it. So it's, you know, it's such a frustrating situation. If you guys think like there's a better way to deal with it, do leave it down below in the comments and we can kind of open up a discussion about it. If I'm like walking past men or something like that, I will like, what I want to do now, like from the last year or so onwards, is to, as long as they don't seem like they're completely out of their minds and that I'll get stabbed, is to be like, yeah, can I help you? Like, you know, and just see what they say. They get all hyped up about yelling at a female, and then I think as soon as you like talk to them in a calm manner and you're like, yes, like, excuse me, I think they probably get a bit freaked out. So
hey, at what kind of point did it click for you that you were ready to have a baby? Thank you.
I don't think it happened like that for me, to be totally honest. Like, there wasn't a day where I was like, I want to have a baby. It was more before I was pregnant, like the 6 to 8 months before that, I was, you know, only then kind of slowly coming around to the possibility of having one. For a really long time I was just like, I want to have bought a house, and I kind of want everything set up before we have a child. I think that's just, you know, how a lot of people feel. So that was my plan, actually, to like get married first and then buy a house and everything. But I think and then I was, you know, like slowly coming around to the idea and the reality that, you know, we could have one and I'm sure everything would be fine. I definitely wanted kids, I just didn't know when exactly. So, and then it happened. So then I was like, oh my God. It was a little bit earlier than I kind of had planned for, but then it, like, you know, when it happens, I don't know, it just, that clicks something in you, I think. Like when it actually happens, obviously this is different for everyone, but I just felt like it was the right thing to do.
Sammi, I was wondering, do you have any tips to feel confident about certain parts of your body you're not comfortable with?
Oh, what am I? I think one's definitely my bum, because it just, you know, when I'm not doing bum workouts, it goes down so quickly. It's so annoying. Like, long story short, I'll just try and work on that part of my body. You know, like every now and then I'll just do bum workouts and it makes me feel a little bit better about my bum. The older you get, the more you just realize that you don't have to look like a Victoria's Secret model, you know, or whatever you think is the ideal body type.
Hey Sam, do you have any advice as to how to get over an ex-boyfriend? He was terrible. I just can't seem to get over him.
Firstly, if he's terrible, you need to get over him anyway, like if he was a dick. But thank you for your question. So firstly, cut all ties. Online, in real life, cut all ties. It's just going to be the easiest way. You're not going to have any association with him in any way, you know, so it's a lot easier to just get on with your life. Try to fill your time with other things, other people that you feel make you see things a lot clearer and in a better light. Don't romanticize any good moments that you had with a person. I think you need to remember all of the bad parts. If someone's not treating you right, they shouldn't be in your life, period. You know, you need to remember why you took the steps to not be with them in the first place, you know.
Hi Sam. Hey girl. Debbie here, love from Seattle. My question is, how do you deal with like depression and anxiety as a creative?
Oh my God, where do I even start? Depression and anxiety is super hard to tackle anyway, like, you know, even when you're not a creative person or whatever kind of person you are. So, and they're both very different. And to tackle anxiety as a creative, I think it's good to come out of the wormhole that you're in. I feel like a lot of the time in what I do as well, it's really easy to start comparing yourself to other people, start to get frustrated about things, or like bored with your own work. Like, firstly, just take every day as it comes. If you don't feel like doing something creative that day because you're kind of in a frustration or in a dark hole of anxiety, firstly, you just need to work on yourself. You need to not try to do work because it's just not going to work out. So I would say to just do something in real life, you know, and just get out of your room, get out of your house. I really like to kind of switch over to something more fictional as well, whether that's just for a little while, you know, whether that's TV, going to the cinema, reading a book. It just releases me for a little while. It happens a lot to me in the afternoon on like work days, and then I'll kind of try and recharge that night, and then by the next day I'm a bit better. For depression, I haven't personally suffered with depression too much. I suffer sometimes from prenatal depression, but it does come and go a lot, you know, like it's not always here. So I'm not the best person to give advice about that. When I have experienced it, the best thing to do is just to get out of the house. Maybe a way of being creative actually and having depression is to express your feelings using creativity. And it doesn't have to be even something that you use or that you say upload to YouTube, but something that just gets out the feelings. Question 9, she's written it out on Snapchat because I don't think she wanted to do it, you know, show, like, be in a video. But her question is, hi, sorry it's not in a video, but I always get embarrassed, that's fine. I was wondering if you ever had an eating disorder, and if so, how did you overcome it? Sorry, it's personal. By the way, I love your hair and your eye colour is amazing, thank you. So I've like hinted at my problems with food before, and I've kind of never said what it is, but I just think, like, I've hinted enough times, so I don't want to keep doing that and like not telling you guys what it is. And I didn't really know whether to do a whole video on it, and I don't know. So about 2 years ago, I'd say, I struggled with bulimia. And you can actually tell when it was, because on YouTube I was, like, looking back now, you know, I was so slim, like I'd never been that slim before. And I won't go into the whole story of that because otherwise this video will be really, really long. Let me know if you want me to do a video on my whole experience or on things that helped me out of it. I also believe I had, you know, some form of body dysmorphia as well, because I think those two go in hand really easily. How I overcame it, in a big part, was thinking about the people around me that loved me and that wouldn't want me to be doing that. And then also it was thinking about what I was doing to my body. Because I think at the beginning it was a lot more selfish. You know, it was like, it wasn't thinking about me, it was thinking about my image. So the longer it went on and the more I thought about what it's going to be doing to my body, and like if I kept going, the long-term effects, it becomes hard to hide it as well a lot of the time. So I struggled with that as well. I'd want to do it when people were around, and then I'd get obviously really frustrated and then feel bad. Then people are like, why are you in such a bad mood? And I went you know, to get professional help, and then that process, like, I didn't love that process, but it did help. Like week after week, you know, obviously it helps. Like, they know. And there were parts where I didn't think it was helping and that I really didn't like the person helping me and things like that, but I think that's kind of natural. I feel like I'm saying this a lot in this video, but I just took it slowly. It didn't happen like suddenly I was back to my old eating habits. It just went really, really slowly. And keeping a food diary was really, it's a really powerful tool to start doing. But I hope that's kind of answered your question briefly. Oh my God, I just filmed the whole last question and then it cut off my recording, so I'm so annoyed.
Hi Sammi, how do you plan on managing career and kids?
Oh, that's a good question to end on. To be totally honest, I don't think I can plan that much for it because I only know a certain amount of what it's like to have kids anyway so far. So like most of the plan will just be time management, organisation, making sure I'm spending enough time with the baby, and you know, and then also enough time working on what I need to work on. I'm just gonna try to find the right balance. A lot of the time that means childcare. Like when I first found out I was pregnant, my mum was just like, you know, just make sure you look into childcare, you know, for help, you know, so I'm not kind of putting all the pressure on myself. My plan is to be basically a boss and try to like have kids and like be good at work and, you know, like just, I don't know, manage everything, but I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be hard. So I hope you guys have liked this video and hopefully it's helped you know, someone out there. If you want me to go more into detail about anything that I've been talking about, let me know down below. Maybe I'll do it on this channel or my second channel. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye! So people got mad that I wanted to change my bye last time, so I'll keep it the same. It was me that wanted to change it. It wasn't me being pressured. Anyway, bye!